Hey everyone, welcome back to an PTE NAATI. This is Manmohit. Now guys, in today's one, I am going to share with you all 10 of the most expected essays, topics for your PTE exam for this month, which is December 2024. So I'll be giving you what those 10 essay topics are, plus I'll be going through the ideas for them as to what sort of ideas can you use for them, the negative and the positive that we use in our template, in our structure that we provide. So I'll be sharing all of that. Before I proceed, if you need any help and support with your PT exam, whether it's PT Academic or PT Core, you can message us on either Instagram or Facebook. The links are in the description box, or you can simply search for M&MM PT NAATI and you will find us there. Message us and we'll have a chat and we'll make sure you clear these exams in the very first go. And same goes for NAATI Hindi, Punjabi and NAATI Gujarati. Now, let's have a look at what those essays are, starting with the first 5. So the very first one we have is formal written examination can be a valid method to assess students' learning. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So formal written examination, as in the standard classroom style examination, written one, can be a valid method to assess students' learning. So I need to give a negative idea and a positive idea. So for the positive, I can straight away say that if a formal written examination is conducted, it would be helpful for students to enhance their writing skills, and it helps students to retain information a lot longer as compared to just doing the practicals. When it's written, they actually retain the information. So that is something which I can say in the positive part. And for the negative one, I can simply say that having formal written examination is a thing of the past, and students nowadays get too much stressed and pressurized because of those written examination, and everything is available online nowadays, so it does not make any sense to conduct the formal written examination when we have got every piece of information available to us at all times in all our devices. So that's something I can say in the negative for that. Next one, being in the 18th century, due to industrialization, a lot of people migrated to developed countries. This affected lifestyle and increased problems in developed countries. What is your opinion about this? Now for the positive, I can simply say that people got a much better lifestyle and quality of life when they moved to developed countries because they were getting so many opportunities, is what I can say for the positive. And for the negative, it's as simple as that it took them away from their families. Even though they got a better lifestyle, but they were taken away from their families, so that kind of killed the relationship that they had with their loved ones. So that is something I can say in positive and negative. Now, if you would have realized, the ideas that I'm trying to speak over here, I'm keeping it very simple. And this is exactly what I recommend to all the students out there, that when you create your ideas, you do not have to think of extraordinary ideas. You do not have to think of some really wonderful, like complex sort of ideas. All you do is think of something simple, which is related to the essay topic. That is all what matters. As long as the keywords that you're using in your ideas are related to the essay topic, you are safe. You will be able to get a perfect score. And that is exactly what we're trying to do. Our template is already taking care of all the other things like the vocabulary, the grammar, the spellings, coherence, cohesion, all those big things are already taken care of with the template itself. It's more, we're just trying to fill our content to make sure we're not just having all the template and no content in that, but a mix of both of these things. Now, essay number 3. In your opinion, what are the advantages and disadvantages of extreme or adventure sports? So again, advantage, I can say that it helps people with their health. It increases the quality of life for majority of people when they are involved in extreme or adventure sports. And for the disadvantage, I can say it can cause severe injuries, or it can cause permanent disabilities for the rest of their life if they are involved in these extreme or adventure sports, because they are quite dangerous at some times. So that's something I can say in negative. Next one, mass media have an influence on human, particularly on younger generation. It plays a vital role on shaping the opinions of people. What do you think about it? Again, we give a negative and positive. So mass media have an influence on human. So all those things, the things that help you to reach to a wider audience at a large scale is what they mean. So let's say things like TV or internet, social media, big example nowadays, even newspaper in the old times, even now it's still relevant, but these are those things when they have to get some information out to majority of people, like a lot of people at the same time. That's when they use mass media, and all they're saying is they have an influence on human, particularly on young generation. It plays a vital role on shaping the opinions of people. So what do you think about it? So positive, I can say that if a public speaker or someone or a prime minister or president of the country wants to deliver a message to a wider audience, it's good to use mass media because they can reach a wider audience in such a short span of time, and it helps shape the future of those kids and those people. That's my positive. And for negative, all I can say is that if any sort of crime happens, that can also reach to all the people out there in a short span of time, and that can also play a significant negative role in shaping the mind of young kids when they are watching TV. If an advertisement comes up, which is a negative one, which has got a negative impact, they can get influenced by that. So that is what they mean over here. So you give a negative and positive for that. Next is most high level jobs are done by men. Should government encourage that a certain percentage of these jobs be reserved for women? What are your opinions? So most high level jobs. So when they say high level jobs, they're talking about something which has got a higher position and a higher pay scale. So let's say a CEO of a company, or a director of a company, or a manager at any sort of firm, or anything which is of a higher level is what they're talking about. So they're saying the majority of them are done by men. Should government encourage that a certain percentage of these jobs be reserved for women? So in the positive, you can say yes, it's a good idea to have some of the percentage of those high level jobs be reserved for women, just so that it creates equality in the society, is the positive. And negative, you can say government should not be reserving some percentage of those high level jobs specifically for women, because it may take a genuine man away from that opportunity. So let's say there was a position available and there was a man who was more qualified for that job. Nothing to do with the gender, but it's more to do with that person was more, let's say, qualified enough for getting that particular role. But because of that percentage criteria, that person was not able to get the role, but a woman got it. So that would not be fair on that person, even though he had such great qualities, such great qualification, but just because of that percentage, he was not able to get that role, is something that government should not be doing. So that would be the negative of doing this thing. And another set of 5 essays. Nowadays, television has become an essential part of life. It is a medium for disseminating news and information, and for some, it acts as a companion. What is your opinion about this? A very common and very important essay. I've seen this essay come in the actual exam countless times now. So, talking about television, so negative and positive. Positive, it helps to deliver a lot of information in such a short span of time to every household in the country. That's a positive. And for the negative, you can say again the same thing, that if any sort of crime happens or in any negative advertisement comes up, it again would be advertised to everyone on the television, everyone in the household in the country in a short span of time. And parents may not be able to control that at all times when kids are watching the television, and that may have a negative impact on their life and on their mind, and it may shape their mind in a negative way. So that's something you can say in negative. Number 7. Nowadays, it is increasingly more difficult to maintain the right balance between work and other aspects of one's life, such as leisure time with family members. How important do you think is this balance? Why do people find it hard to achieve? So all they're talking about is work-life balance. So they're saying it's hard to maintain the right balance between work and other aspects, such as leisure time with family members. How important do you think is this balance? So in the positive, you would be saying that it is important to maintain that leisure time with family members because it creates some great lifelong memories between family members, and they come more closer towards each other and the love grows, is what you can say in the positive. And for negative, you can say that when people are working so much and they're not giving time towards a family member, it leads to divorce or suicide rates or depression, all those family conflicts. All these negative things can happen when the balance is not there. So you give a benefit when the work-life balance is there, and then you give a drawback when the work-life balance is not there. Next one. In the company, some people think the employers should involve the workers in decision making. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages. So positive of that would be it will keep employees engaged, and employees will be more motivated to work for the company and not leave the work, because they know their decision also matters and whatever they are saying is also getting counted. And in the negative, you can say when employees are involved in the decision making, because they may not give their 100% towards that decision because they are only an employee and not the boss of the company, there is a chance that the decisions made by them may backfire. Or another negative could be when there are hundreds of employees working in a company, and when everyone is given the chance to voice their ideas, it becomes hard for the company to pick and choose one idea out of hundreds. And if a company does that, then it creates partiality among the co-workers, and this may create a conflict among them, and that may not be a good idea. That may actually backfire. So that could be the negative of that. Next one, should individuals limit the use of cars and use alternatives instead to protect the environment? So they're saying instead either limiting the use of cars and using alternatives. Alternatives are what? Public transport, bus, tram, train, all these things. So you give a benefit of either of them and drawback of either of them. So let's say if I give benefit of public transport, I'd be like, if people are using public transport, there's a high chance that the pollution level will go down, noise pollution will go down, and it will help to reduce the pollution, air pollution, and it will help save the environment in the long run. And for the benefit of so benefit is done, but the drawback of using cars, again, you can just create the opposite, which is if people are using cars, there are 4 people in the household and 4 people are using separate cars, that will create a lot of air pollution and a lot of noise pollution. So that's how simple you have to keep for your ideas. And the last one, should marketing for consumer goods companies like clothing and food focus on reputation or on short-term strategies like discounts and special offers? In what ways can this impact on the reputation and why? So 2 things. So industries, clothing and food, should they focus on reputation of the company or should they focus on short-term strategies like discounts and special offers? Now let's say I am more inclined towards reputation and not towards discounts and special offers. So I will need to give a benefit of reputation. I will say if the industries like clothing and food build their reputation, build a brand, that will help them in the long run, that they can charge more and people would still be paying them because people have got trust on that brand and people have become loyal to that brand. For example, McDonald's or Burger King, Hungry Jacks, all these big brands, clothing brands even, Nike, Adidas, all these things, because they've built a brand, because they've got certain reputation in the market, people are still going to buy their products regardless of the price. So that helps when you build the reputation of a company. And the other thing is discounts and special offers. Now, discounts are a good thing in the short term, but if companies are offering discounts, the customers will only buy products from them until and unless there is a discount. But when the company stops offering discounts, people stop coming back. It does not create loyalty in the long run, is what you can say in the negative idea. So this is pretty much what I wanted to share in this particular video, just to give you a bit of an idea of what sort of essays can come in this particular month and going into January as well. And I will be making another video in January month too about explaining what other essays can we get in that particular month. But these are those most common ones and I've given you ideas. Feel free to use the same ideas if you want, or if you want to create your own ideas, that's absolutely fine. Either way, you're not going to lose. You're still going to get some good information from this video. Please follow these one. And if you end up getting the same essays in the exam, it will save you a crucial minutes in the exam. So you don't have to think of these ideas in the exam. You're already aware of what those ideas can be. Guys, all the best if you have got your exams coming soon. I wish you all the luck. Stay safe wherever you are. And I will see you all in the next video.